Hi there, I am Gerald, and in this video I'll be reviewing this beast of a graphic card. It is MSI RTX GeForce 2070 Super. Plenty of people were asking me questions about how can I improve my gaming rig, how can I build a computer. I've done it plenty of times myself, I help others, so I just thought to myself it might be helpful if I'm gonna put some kind of a review like this in a video format. So let's get into it. I will be presenting two benchmarks and also a live gameplay, surprise surprise, World of Tanks. So we're not gonna be waiting any longer, let's get into it. I'm gonna start from mentioning a little bit of a minus. As you can see here, that card is quite big. You need plenty of space inside of your gaming rig, and it's also very heavy. The cooler is very heavy. That's the heaviest card I ever actually owned. And as you can see here, it is supported by something alternative to provided by MSI in the box. As you can see, horizontally this card will basically drop. You've seen that drop just a moment ago. I am removing it, and let me actually show you what MSI is providing originally in the box. Inside the box, you're gonna see that type of support that I initially used, but decided to swap it into what you've seen previously. And the reason for being is that, well, it is a good idea to have actually support, because the card is very heavy and the gravity will pull it down. But as you can see here, I'm gonna try to stop video so you can see it clearly. There are those rubber bits attached to it. When the graphic card becomes warm, the glue is becoming less gluey and they kind of sliding out of place, still holding the card, though I personally feel much safer when the graphic card is supported by one of those devices. You can get those from Amazon or eBay for about a tenner or even cheaper. I decided to take this one. I think it looks pretty cool inside the gaming rig. So that is something definitely to mention. I think it's the biggest minus of this product. I don't think that MSI thoroughly tested it or thought this through. But worth to know before you're gonna buy this card. Are you willing to invest into another £10 for additional support, which I would definitely recommend. Do not use the support provided inside the box. For benchmarking, I will be using this rather budgety motherboard made by Gigabyte and Ryzen 3 2200 Vega processor with stock cooler. So let's put the graphic card on the testing bench. Another minus that I have to mention that really applies to all the graphic cards in 2021 is the price. Pretty much every graphic card price went way up, but that translates into kind of a plus for this particular graphic card, because as long as it can provide really good value for money when it's producing FPS, refresh rate is really good for this graphic card. It doesn't perform as that well when it comes to mining. I'm doing a bit of a mining myself, and I know that this graphic card is not as that efficient as, for example, AMD RX 5700 TX that is generating much greater profitability. So this card that I mentioned, RX 5700, went up in price way over 100%, while this one, 2070 Super, the price went up, but between 40 to 50%. So for gamers, as it stands in 2021, it might be a good option without ruining your wallet completely. And as you can see, the card is massive, the cooler is really good, is providing nice opportunities for overclocking, though I haven't been using overclocking on this particular graphic card because I never needed it. World of Tanks is not as that demanding game that will require overclocking. This one is producing more FPS than I need per second. And as you can see on top of it, it looks pretty cool, especially in darkness. I was never really a fan of of RGB lighting. It's kind of a, you know, unicorns, rainbows, etc. But since I started using this and I started playing with Dragon Center, modifying colors and rhythms, how those lights are traveling around this graphic card, I kind of changed my mind. And this one is fantastic. So the next thing I'm going to present is how to customize the look of this card in your gaming rig using Dragon Center. So here you can see me customizing the RGB lights on this graphic card. As you can see, I choose rainbow, which suddenly made this card looking like a rainbow. So you can start thinking about unicorns and all those flashy things. I think it's pretty cool, actually. I never thought I'm gonna say that, but yeah, it is actually pretty cool. And there is another option which I would like to show it to you. You can hook up together your old devices that contains some RGB lighting. You can have RGB lights on anything these days. For example, I've got motherboard, graphic card and monitor. You can all synchronize it into one. And for example, my look is red steady. That's how I'm keeping it for most of the time. So definitely RGB lights, something to mention about this card. It's pretty cool. Let's move on to benchmarking. To test this graphic card, I'm gonna be using User Benchmark, a program that is not only testing a graphic card, but it's testing the whole system. And here it is. I'm gonna be launching it very quickly. I'm gonna speed it up. Maybe I'm gonna basically display to you the graphic testing, because that's what we are focusing on. Basically, User Benchmark is displaying on the screen some high quality graphic that is actually moving 3D, and this way we can get a score. Let's move on further. There you go. It looks like this graphic card scored as aircraft carrier for gaming, and I guess it will score even higher if I would put it into gaming rig with better processor, motherboard and RAM memory. As you can see here, this one, it's AMD Ryzen 3 2200 with the graphic processor added to it, which performs above expectation. Obviously this card here is shown as performing below potential because it is not overclocked. Here is the description, GPU overclock guide. You can actually go to a YouTube video from the User Benchmark channel to learn how to overclock it. I never needed to overclock this graphic card because it is outstanding, as you can see here, for World of Tanks especially. Apart from that, if someone is interested what kind of a RAM memory I'm testing this on, RAM memory scored relative performance unapplicable insufficient samples. I'm not sure what this means. All I know that the score for gaming is actually pretty high. Aircraft carrier. I did remember that when I first got this graphic card, when I was testing it, it was giving me a score of 99% UFO. So there is no game that this thing cannot handle. We're gonna move on to another one. So this is Haven Benchmark 4.0, the one I like to use just to test my graphic cards. As you can see here, it's just interesting graphic. I even left some sound for you so you can hear. The music is pretty nice. Let's move on a little bit further. Basically that's a high quality 3D pictures that are displayed on the screen on the move. And we're getting closer to the score. There it is. Here is our score, AMD Ryzen 3 2200G, and you've got our hero here. FPS score 2482 with potential for overclocking. So whoever would like to overclock it, it can perform even better than that, especially with that massive cooler that actually provides you this flexibility. I obviously tested it on Quality Ultra. Oh yeah, what's worth mentioning, the screen resolution is 2560 per 1440. So that is a second test. And let's move on to a final one, which is live gaming with World of Tanks. So here we are in the final test. I'm gonna be using Steel Hunter mode as...
I know they don't consider you a worthy opponent. Let's teach them a good lesson.
I just wanted the guy to finish talking. I wanted to use Steel Hunter as Wargaming is saying that it's requiring higher graphics settings. So here we are, and I actually use the Ultra because normally, for example, I'm not using a full grass density, which is kind of de-stressing the graphic card, which I want to actually not do this time. I want to actually make this card working its full potential. Alright, choose Russian tank. We will see how it will go with the Russian tank. As you can see on display, we've got GPU temperature and FPS. And in my monitor, I do have a monitor that actually can display 165 frames per second, so I can actually make use of this potential. But let's say if you have a monitor that can display, for example, 60 or 75, well, this card is already an overkill. You can see that is going nowhere near 100. And actually, you never appreciating. Oh my god, my supplies are way further than I would expect and I would wish, but you never actually appreciating the refresh rate, the high FPS, until you actually gonna go to a screen that cannot display the same refresh rate as you used to. For example, I have a moment of like, what the hell, when I'm going away and I'm using my gaming laptop, and when I'm using my gaming laptop that can display only about a 60 frames per second, I cannot get used to it for a few seconds. My first initial reaction is like, what the hell is going on? But then everything is fine. Oops. Alright, so the enemy is somewhere there, and I'm gonna need enemies to actually test this graphic card, so I need some kind of a fight. And it would be nice to actually get up there to this air supply drops. Let's see, I don't think... No, there is some kind of a mobile tank. So now, I think I'm gonna be trying to get this French light tank. Let's see, he stopped to collect some... Got him hit.
Your tank is ready for another upgrade.
Another upgrade, yep. I need another upgrade. Radio detection. Alright, let's go. Jesus Christ, shooting on the move on the lower tiers here is a bit of a pain. But frames per second, so far so good. Okay.
Penetration.
Okay, another upgrade, I guess.
Pushy, but your tank needs an upgrade.
No double guns. Sorry, I can't play with double guns. Not good enough in this game. Now the going meant to be easier. Okay, where are you, French light tank? Probably you are long gone. Stay there, but I need to aim. I'm sorry, I need to aim. Bullseye. The guy's gone. Alright, the enemies, come to fight with me, because
Just 10 left. Good job.
I need action here. There you go. Oh, Raven. I don't really want to fight Raven, but if I have to.
Ha! Right on the mark.
Come on. You just basically got yourself screwed, man. I know what you want to do. You want to try to use trap, I guess. Oh no, you got magazine there.
Screw their armor.
This is your chance to become stronger.
Okay.
Say hello to my little friend.
This one's done. And I've got upgrade available. Armor or hit points? I'm gonna go for hit points.
Let's change your roof.
Oh no, Harbinger. It's not a good news. Never good news. Okay.
Right on the mark.
Well, I'm gonna be able to reload in time. It will be difficult. Nope. So now I'm pretty much screwed. Okay. It will be difficult to fight this guy, but why not to try? How did that miss? How's our FPS are doing? Doing pretty well. I'm sorry, but what?
Concentrate. Only 5 left.
Something's wrong with the turret. It's hard to turn.
Oh, something's wrong with the turret. I need to fix
Not
it.
the best tactics, but they worked.
What do you mean not the best tactics? They do work.
What a cool toy. Let's test it out in combat.
Oh, I need to go back down. Where's my airdrop? There is my airdrop. Someone is trying to interrupt me. Nope. Let's take damage per shot.
Oh, this will definitely increase your firepower.
This will definitely increase my firepower. Okay. Hello, man. How you doing? You kind of got yourself into not very good position.
Not a scratch.
Not a scratch.
Ha! Right on the mark.
Oh, you can heal yourself. Oh, I do have all my healing, but I'm gonna use it later on. Don't need to do it yet.
What a shot. You've been served.
You've been served. I would
Forget about
appreciate
how
it.
good it looked. You got the job done.
I got the job
No
done.
matter how.
Okay, I would appreciate. Yes, I do have some regular repair kits. I mean, recovery kit, not repair kit. Alright, it looks like this card is not even breaking a sweat. It didn't even went down below 100 FPS as I'm observing it. Okay, let's get these airdrops. Despite the fact that I'm fighting here with enemies, a lot of explosions going on. No one wants to fight with me? Okay, who do I have to fight? Okay, 2 German tanks and 1 British. And the British one might be a bit of a problem. German tanks, if I'm not gonna let myself being rammed by them, I'll be okay.
There are just the three of us. The winner takes it all.
They're just the three of us. The winner takes it all. Right, I don't want to waste any more time. I'm just going to try to engage the enemy. Who is there? There you go. The guy's got a lot of HP. Perfect shot. He's panicking a bit, I guess.
Penetration.
Let's see. I do have mines, I do have recovery zones, so I can be safe. I guess he might be trying to go into this recovery supplies. Ooh, that is a really bad shot. Okay, he ignored the recovery supply. And I would appreciate if two enemies would start fighting among each other. Okay, Hagbinger is there and he's gonna get these airdrop supplies, which is making me thinking about the tactics. Okay, I would prefer to actually engage the enemies after they fighting among each other, though
Ha! Right on the mark.
this one is escaping. Really, I'm in between both of them, so I'd rather let them fight among each other. Okay, this one he will try to get me, or he's running away, I don't know. Oh, went down to 105 FPS. That's probably the worst result. But apart from that, everything works very, very smooth. Oh, you got a magazine.
What a shot. Both tracks are on.
Ooh. Right, I can recover myself here. Where's the second enemy? Oh, he's there, shooting me from the below. Not gonna be panicking. I hope they're gonna start fighting among each other. At the end of the day, I really want to win. Radio detection is ready to use. And this is not very good news for me. I will have to recover my tank. And I don't have any more recovery kits. Oh, it went like around 100 FPS. Oh, but anyway, the game looks so smooth. Okay, where is... Okay, the enemy is there. And this guy is there, so I don't really want to get myself into a crossfire. And as it stands, I am in a crossfire, and I am actually going to die if I'm not gonna quickly get back to safety. Okay, it has some kind of an advantage. If I'm gonna... Okay, 6. I'm going to recover myself. That's the all three tanks pretty much relying on their HP, and I'm pretty much the weakest here out of all of them. Oh, I do have one more recovery supply. In order to win, I'm gonna have to basically try to hit them. Problem is that I cannot hit, if I cannot hit them. Okay.
Bad luck
Boom.
this time. Maybe you'll learn
So
your
I'm
lesson.
third. Not complaining about that. Pretty good result. Pretty good result. Nice. So I think it's a pretty good demonstration what this card is doing with World of Tanks. The game works really smooth, and it looks pretty nice. All right then, let's summarize it. So final word about the prices of this graphic card. By UK's eBay, I've got suggested one from Japan for £865. Will not go for that deal because it's used as well. You have also one from UK for nearly 900. Will not go for that deal as well. But there is second-hand one from a really nice gaming rig. I believe that this auction will go for slightly over £600. I personally sold one for 570. In a version of Asus dual fan that doesn't have such a massive heatsink and also doesn't have those fancy RGB light, all those things cost. But on the market there are plenty of more versions available. There are more MSIs with dual fans, there are EVGAs, there are gigabytes, so there is something definitely to consider, especially if you take the fact that AMD RX 5700 that are sort of comparable does not provide, this particular one that I mentioned does not provide you that many FPSs, but will cost you much more because it's very good for crypto mining. If you flash BIOS on that card, the profitability that this card can provide at the moment, it's ridiculous. So that's why the prices of them is really high. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this little review. Let me know in the comment what you think about it. For now, watch some videos from World of Tanks in my channel if you like, and I wish you to stay strong, and until next video.